Welcome back to another week and another episode.
Recently, Danelle and I have discussed a few things that we implemented in our personal lives. Kind of sharing ideas back and forth of things habits that we just like having in our life and things that have helped us keep our life organized.
And also just things that have changed our perspectives and our outlook on life.
100%. We thought, since we're sharing it with each other, we might as well share it with you.
Exactly.
And just have a good chat. The first one I'll chat about is I am someone who gets like super motivated, but then other days I'm like, have zero motivation. Okay. So what I did was I decided on 4 habits that I wanted to implement and then kind of created a new habit out of it, which was downloading an app on my phone that reminds me on certain times of the day of certain things. So for example, when I wake up in the morning, I get up quite early. It's like, it sends me a notification of a habit I want to implement. So my first habit comes through at like, let's say 5 in the morning, saying that I need 10 minutes of like silence or put my phone away or whatever. And then halfway through the day, I get another notification. For example, less socials, because that's kind of the time of day where I'm like, or eat healthy or whatever like I want to achieve. It can change. That's the first habit I implemented in my life.
That's so cute, because I feel like you can personalize that to anything. And
it keeps you motivated, because just as I might lose motivation, especially like this middle of the day, I kind of lose motivation because I'm tired and whatever. Then you get this notification, you're like, okay, let's stick to our plan, stick to our motivation. Just kind of like keeps you going. But riding on that wave, maybe different like way to do it is to have a to-do list. Like
I love a to-do list. Yeah, because it's so rewarding ticking everything off.
And it also just keeps you motivated. Like the moment I think I have nothing to do, or you start scrolling, I go to my to-do list and I'm like, well, what haven't I done and what can I do at this moment rather than scrolling?
No, 100%. Also because like it's a to-do list. Like I set my to-do list like day by day. So it's like, this is everything I want to achieve today. And then when I start like chilling or like, that little voice that says, okay, you've done a lot, you can relax now. And then I'm like, no, my to-do list says something else.
Exactly.
And then I just run back to that, do one more task, and then I'm like, okay, cool, you can have 10 to 15 minutes of rest, and then back on the to-do list vibes.
And because I exactly the same, like, and when I tell myself, okay, I have 10 to 15 minutes to rest, I set a timer. If you do that.
No.
Otherwise, we'll just continue.
That's interesting. Resting. I think because my brain is also, I like get excited about jumping back in, because I've now ticked something off which gave me that little bit of dopamine hit to be like, see, look at me go, I'm like getting stuff done. Then I get excited, and then either my 15 minutes will turn into only 10 minutes or, like you said, maybe like 3 hours, but I'll probably get back to it.
Okay. Yeah. That's very good.
It depends. It's that classic thing of the more you have to do, the more you get done.
Yes.
So if my to-do list is not very long, best believe I'm leaving it and procrastinating it until late afternoon. Other than that, most days, it is jam-packed. Crazy time. A big one for me was also just like eating healthily. So almost trying to get excited about meal prepping for the week, and then getting excited about grocery shopping, and then getting excited about coming home and cooking for the week, which is painful in itself. Don't get me wrong. But then when you eat that food and you're like, look at me go, I'm so healthy, I meal prep this, I'm so productive and efficient. It just makes me feel better. It makes me feel good. It's also something that I don't have to add to my to-do list. And it makes me feel like I'm looking after myself. I don't know. It's weird. Does that make sense? Or is it like way too cliche?
No.
You know what I realized recently? It's just like we have, obviously, I think all of us know this, but just like you have relationships with people, you also have a relationship with yourself. And I've never really been good at showing up for myself. So this is cool because for the first time I feel like I don't need anyone else to like fill that space.
You are in control of it.
I am in control of what I eat, when I eat, what I do, like when I do it. And like showing up for myself is like, you don't need to fill the void with someone else just to fill the void.
Makes
it's kind of cool.
Yeah. And I think just romanticizing any habit is a very good way of doing it. Romanticize getting your admin done. Even if that means going to a coffee shop. I love that. Going to a coffee shop, putting my AirPods in, listening to a podcast. You look so professional and so cute and whatever. And it just forces me to go, first of all, and to get the work done. But then secondly, it just makes it a little bit more fun than having to sit at a desk at home doing
it feels
it.
like a little treat.
Exactly, feels like a treat. So romanticizing any of it, or making a fancy little coffee before you have to do a task you don't like.
Yeah.
A lot of my podcasts or things I really love to listen to, with books or whatever, I'm like, if I do that, I need to do a task or I need to do a habit. It's like something that I don't like doing, which I feel like is also a very nice habit because it forces me to do it. But secondly, sometimes it forces me to find things I've been putting off for a super long time because I want to listen to this, so I need to find something to do.
That's actually very cool, because I also I have so many things that I want to listen to, but then I'm like, no, that's not productive enough. You have lots to do.
Exactly.
So technically I should just incorporate put them together. That's very cool. Okay.
One of my favorite things.
And I think we all know of the cliches of drinking enough water, waking up early, eating healthy food, going to the gym. Those are the boring ones. Okay. We all know they work. You know what I actually realized the other day? So I never realized how much they work, what an actual difference they make. And then I tried it after 2 weeks. I was like, wow, this is bizarre.
I know.
Eating good food every single day and drinking enough water literally changed everything for me. I was so confused.
You know what?
This is why everyone says you should do this.
Something that I also now believe in is drinking electrolytes with your water, even if it's just every now and then.
Okay.
I like Revive. It's a South African brand. But there's a new one, Sip, which is also a women-owned South African brand.
Oh, that's cool.
Which I really want to try. But they, just even that, romanticize, makes drinking water a little bit more fun because it tastes really nice, but it's so good for your body.
Yeah, no, 100%. Yeah. That's a cool one. Okay, so I have two that I can think of now. Is firstly, finding hobbies that bring you a lot of joy.
Yes.
And that are rewarding. I feel like the last year of my life, I've found hobbies that are rewarding. Something, for example, a plant. Okay, it sounds like a mundane hobby, but when that plant shoots new leaves or a flower or whatever, it is so rewarding and it's so exciting. Even hobbies that sports wise.
Or your Duolingo.
Yeah.
She's really good at it. I know, that's crazy, but you're really good at it.
I'm not really good at it. She just watched me do one the other day and I'm just like, yes, Laurie, because I've been doing this for over 200 days. I know what these words mean.
It's literally Mandarin. Can we just take a moment? Anyway, I'm not going to go on to that. But it's rewarding because,
it's very rewarding, yeah. The other day I walked past people and I understood what they said and I was like, wow. That's really cool. And that's 5 minutes a day, not even.
Yeah.
And I'm in a free plan. Yes, it's painful, but it works. It doesn't have to cost money to find a hobby that works, and that is actually rewarding.
But that is rewarding. Yeah. That's a very good example, yeah.
And then another one is, and this one's a bit more deep, but basically, actually showing up as my authentic self is a weird hobby, if you could call it that has changed. Not hobby, yes, habit. That has changed everything for me in the sense where I'm not as much of a people pleaser, and I actually push myself to voice what I think or what I feel or what I actually want to say. Where usually I would just be too scared to do that or overanalyze situations and then it's exhausting or whatever. So I've kind of tried to pull back from that space and actually just show up as me and not overthink it. And I feel that's being respectful towards your people because they actually get to know you for who you are in your entirety. And for yourself because you're not as exhausted when you leave a space because you were actually just yourself. You were not trying to be something different. So if that makes sense. That's
so true.
So it's it's being authentic towards yourself but also for your people, which is really cool. And it's also just changed the way that I show up in any circle, career wise, personal wise, whatever it may be. It's so much easier. It's less exhausting.
Yeah. No, it's so true. And it's a habit is something you are trying to create and it takes really long to create it. I'm sure we all went through those other lessons where they're habits take 60 days to develop. Whatever. And showing off yourself is something you have to remind yourself of constantly, yet it takes long, and the longer you do it, the easier it becomes. And that's with any habits, anything that makes your life just a little bit easier.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Or healthier, more balanced.
I think also a big one is to keep yourself inspired.
It's really tough sometimes.
It is really tough, but I think that's what actually makes one of the biggest differences in our daily joy, if that makes sense. Because if you're inspired, you kind of look for joy. You look for the little things, you look for the fun things, you look for the things that make you happy. And it's so rewarding. It's it's actually, if I could put it if I could word it differently, I feel like it would be living more intentionally.
Yeah.
Does any of that make sense?
No, it does. No, creating habits is living more intentionally because you're actually intentionally working
Towards
to
something.
improve your life.
Yeah.
One of the things I recently learned, which had to be a habit, or I have to create as a habit, when you work for yourself, you can't just switch off. I was with someone the other day who was taking leave and was while I was sitting with them, they were writing it, like the automatic email that was going to be sent out in the 2 weeks that they're on holiday. And it was like so cute, like such a cute email, don't miss me too much. And it was like super cute. But like, oh, how I wish that I could just put an automatic email on my business and be like, see you in 3 weeks and not think about it any further.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, like that's not where my business is at the moment, and it won't be there for, I think, quite some time. It doesn't stop me from taking holiday, but it does stop me from completely resting.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's a really important habit I needed to learn this year, was to be able to switch off for 2 weeks and implement things that allowed me to switch off. Like that's also very important. I'm not saying drop all responsibilities, but there are certain steps you can take to be able to switch off, and actually putting the time and effort to do that and allow myself that space.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Even if it's just being able to switch off on a Sunday.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like just one day of the week you say, I'm not touching work. I'm not even, if you have to put away your phone.
Trying not to think about it. Yeah. No,
It's
definitely.
really important, yeah.
Let us know your habits that have changed your life. We would love to know. Please come change our lives. Come change our perspectives. I'm excited to hear. But thank you so much for joining. Have the best week. And
we'll see you next week.
See you next week.
Bye.
Love you. Bye.